Good morning, everyone. So, for today, before we're going to proceed to our discussion for today, so let us first have an icebreaker. So, this icebreaker is what you call play of trades. So, basic mechanics lang. So, magtatawag ako ng isang representative muna. And then, siya yung una kong tatanungin about questions. And, for example, if you were given a chance to give this to someone, tapos may i-describe ako, and then after ko siya ma-describe, siyempre, yung nasa harapan, kilala, di ba kilala lang natin ang lahat. So, ibibigay natin kung sa kanino nag-describe yung tao yan. Okay, gets started. Sige. Sino gusto mag-grab mautalo? Yaman! If you are given a chance to give, listen, if you are given a chance to give this play of trade to someone na magaling sa readings, sino yun at bakit? Sa readings.
Ay, si Royce na yan? Si Royce?
Or mahilig magbasa.
Si Royce.
Babalik pa rin mo ka.
Please!
So, magaling magbasa. Okay, next. Dito ka sa harapan. Okay, Juven. If you are given a chance to give this play of trades to someone na na talented.
Royce! Si Royce!
Okay, present na guys. Dito ba? Okay, Royce. If you're given a chance to give this play of trades to someone na magaling sa language, sino yun? Ba't ako? Okay, may last na tayo. Naging pinag-trader. Sa pag-solve ng mathematics.
Irino!
Yung mali or mali na icebreaker lang natin is, kung napansin nyo, di ba, we have different identities, we have different skills na kadalasan hindi namin nakikita sa sarili natin. Kaya nakikita pala ng ibang tao sa atin. That's why dyan papasok ang ating pag-aaral ngayon ng multicultural literacy. Na ibig sabihin tayo, we have uniqueness. We have different identities na kung saan hindi natin nakikita sa sarili natin. But of course, sa mga nakapalilig sa atin, hindi nakikita nila sa atin. So, may I call the first reporter to discuss about the data.
Good morning everyone. I am Kaylin Castro and I'm with discussing the multicultural literacy. So yung multicultural literacy, this is how we understand, respect, or connect with people from other cultural backgrounds. So in our everyday life, hindi naman natin alam kung sino yung mga nakakasalamuha or nakakasalubong natin. So sa mga ganitong sitwasyon, yung pagiging multicultural literate natin, it is not just important, but it's also necessary for our growth and para na rin magkaroon tayo ng magandang relationship with other people. So, pwede po kapasok. Multicultural literacy refers to the skills involved when uncovering bias, guards culture, as well as the ability to take different perspectives to gain a more humane understanding. So, yung multicultural literacy, according to yun yung ability natin to recognize bias and view the world from many perspectives. So, hindi lang isa yung view natin sa paligid natin. So, dito, kinakonsider natin kung ano yung pwedeng ma-feel or naiisip ng ibang tao. Natututo tayo ng or makapag-develop ng empathy kaysa maging judgmental.
Multicultural literacy. Multicultural literacy and social justice is possible to awareness time because issues like discrimination and oppression towards other ethnic.
So, dito naman, sinasabi na yung purpose ng multicultural literacy is para makapag-promote ng diversity, equity, and social justice. So, na-encourage tayo to face difficult issues katulad na lang ng discrimination and oppression. So, in this way, nakakapag-contribute tayo to create a equal and fair society. So, kumbaga, regardless ng mga differences natin, regardless of your race, cultural backgrounds, and gender identity, you will still feel accepted. Kasi nga, nakakapagbuo tayo ng inclusive society. So, here, meron akong example na nag-demonstrate ng multicultural literacy. So, pwedeng makibasa siya and magbigay lang kayo ng insights niyo or opinion kung bakit sa tingin niyo is nag-demonstrate siya ng multicultural literacy.
Listening and respecting a Muslim groupmates needs to pray. Groupmates needs to pray during group meetings and adjust the schedule. Kasi kapag, it's an example of multicultural listening listening, literacy, kasi in-adjust nila yung schedule nila to administer yung kailangan ng Muslim groupmate nila, which is to pray. Kasi ang Muslims kasi, meron silang specific schedule kapag nagpe-pray sila. So, it's, multicultural literacy.
Exponential self-upgrade for making offensive jokes about another ethnic group and explain why some are. Yeah. Wala, parang nag-joke yung nag-joke yung crush niya about sa, which is offensive sa, like ethnic or cultural ng isang kaibigan nila, which is kinalaman niya kasi nga, parang artful siya or nakakasakit, which is, yes.
So, sinasabi rin nila sa multicultural literacy na kapag nakakakita tayo ng unfairness or ng injustice, hindi tama na kumbaga hayaan lang natin siya. Hindi tama na alam lang natin sa sarili natin na mali siya. Kasi pag tolerate na rin yan sa maling ginagawa doon sa mga ginagawa natin. So, dapat talaga na i-part follow natin sila at sinasabi natin kung ano yung opinion natin na maling ginagawa nila. Right.
The Filipinos so that an exchange in Japan takes time to search the Japanese concepts and avoid comparing with negatively to Filipino things. So since pupunta nga sa Japan, so nag-take time siya ng time para ma-intindihan niya yung culture doon para hindi niya madala yung magaling Filipino doon sa Japan. So that's an example of culture. Multicultural.
At sa multicultural literacy, sinasabi rin na hindi rin tama na mag-impose tayo ng culture natin sa ibang tao. Kasi hindi naman porket din yung pinapaniwalaan natin na tama is yun din yung pinapaniwalaan ng ibang culture na tama. So next naman is yung importance ng multicultural literacy. Kapag sinabi natin ang importance ng multicultural literacy, ito yung reason kung bakit nagmamatter talaga yung pagiging multicultural literate sa life natin. At yung mga benefits at mga positive outcomes na pwede natin maging kapag in-apply natin or in-embody natin yung pagiging multicultural literate. So, uncovering bias and multiple perspectives, deepening cultural awareness and empathy, bridging cultural divides, and strengthening relationships, promoting critical thinking and global awareness, supporting identity formation, fostering social justice, and inclusive citizenship. So, dito, nag-train tayo para mapansin yung mga bias at yung mga unfair na assumption natin na nakakapag-lead natin or nakakapag-influence kung paano natin tinitingnan or kung paano yung pag-iisip natin sa ibang tao. So, malalim din yung pag-iisip natin about our own culture. And katulad na ng sinabi ko kanina, nakakapag-develop tayo ng empathy, which means nakakaya natin na ilagay yung sarili natin sa posisyon ng ibang tao. So, mas naiintindihan natin sila. And with this, na-avoid din natin yung mga conflicts and yung mga misunderstandings na nakakatulong na magkaroon tayo ng strong relationship with other people na mayroong ibang paniniwala sa atin. And it promotes critical thinking and global awareness kasi na-encourage tayo to think beyond our surface level knowledge. Tapos, natututo rin tayo na i-analyze yung mga global problems and i-connect sila sa mga global problems. So, nakikita natin yung differences nila and nakikita natin kung paano sila konektado sa isa't isa. Supporting identities and formation. So, by multicultural literacy kasi, nagkakaroon din tayo ng strong sense of self. Pero, tulad pa rin natin na irespeto yung tayo to give kindness and understanding. Kahit na alam natin na hindi naman tayo mag-benefit to all directly. That is a real willing to compromise. So dapat marunong tayong mag-adjust. We should learn to meet people halfway. Kasi with this, na-emphasize din natin na yung uniqueness ng isa't isa is parehas lang na relevant. Pare-parehas lang silang importante. And yung third naman, nag-acknowledge natin na kumbaga hindi lang tayo yung marunong, hindi lang tayo yung nakakaalam ng lahat ng bagay. Meron din ibang tao na mas marunong sa'yo and dapat willing ka na tanggapin yung mga bagay na hindi mo alam and ma-acknowledge mo na pwede ka rin mag-improve sa ganun contribution ng ibang tao. Accept that there are limits. So, impossible din naman na halos lahat, like lahat-lahat may intindihan mo. And hindi naman talaga yung pinaka nagmamatter. Kasi ang nagmamatter is yung willingness mo to learn and yung acceptance mo dun sa mga uniqueness na yun.
So again, good morning everyone. So we are the last reporters in Group 1. So before anything else, of course, we'd like to present ourselves or introduce ourselves to you. I'm here Abang Junior, and we will be discussing to you guys the globalization and cultural and multicultural literacy is the last subtopics, which is the issues in teaching and learning cultural literacy here in the Philippines. So before tayo mag-proceed sa aming discussion sa first report, so kanina, we understand and we learn about the multicultural literacy. Ayan. So ang multicultural literacy, natutunan natin kanina, discuss ni Ate Cha. So ngayon, dahil ito ay multicultural literacy, alam ko na tayong mga estudyante is may iba't ibang perspective, may iba't ibang point of view about understanding yung mga words ng mga ito. So ngayon, dahil natutunan natin yung mga sinabi ni Ate Cha kanina, so is any one of you want to express your thoughts, your understanding, your own perspective about multicultural literacy in your own word? Ano?
Parang sinasabi doon na dapat lagi natin respect yung culture natin.
Okay, the word respect. Thank you. Next, sino pa po? Okay.
Dapat hindi ka lang aware sa sarili mong culture, which is not aware ka sa lahat ng culture.
So, thank you. Being aware. So, okay.
Kung gusto mo mabigyan ng respect, kailangan na marunong mabigyan ng respect sa'yo.
So, alam ko na yung mga sinabi niyo, and most of us, alam natin na, or naiintindihan natin what is multicultural literacy. Pero to further understand what is multicultural literacy, and ang multicultural literacy is not just about memorizing using definitions or defining a words, di ba? Or reading a books or from a different books. Hindi lang yung mga yun. But of course, ang multicultural literacy, it's about learning how to understand. How to understand. Sorry, may confusion. How to understand, how to respect, and how to connect with people who are different from us. So different from our language, different from our cultures, traditions, and of course, sa even our beliefs. Okay. So that is multicultural literacy. So here in the Philippines, alam natin na nangyayari ito sa realidad. For example na lang dito sa ating classroom. So most of us speak in Ilocano, di ba? Ako Ilocano ako, and most of us nag-speak naman ng Kapampangan. And may waray pa dito, di ba? So yun. So dito pa lang sa classroom natin, meron ng multicultural literacy. Kung makikita tayo. Makikita natin. Some of us naman lumaki sa urban areas, which is city, diba? Urban city. And of course, most of us naman nagmula sa rural areas na kung saan rich dito ng traditional, indigenous traditions. So today, may big questions tayo dito. Kung ang multicultural literacy ay important sa ating pamumuhay or sa ating bansa talaga, bakit or why is it still hard to learn and teach multicultural literacy? Diyon papasok ang ating discussion, which is the issues in teaching and learning multicultural literacy here in the Philippines. So dahil Philippines ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon, of course, mag-purposing lang tayo, mag-focus lang tayo sa bansa natin. So, reduction pa lang yun. So, can anyone read the book?
Philippine teachers face unique challenges in learning and teaching multicultural literacy, which are different from those in Western countries.
Okay, yes, of course. Ang multicultural literacy, hindi lang Pilipinas ang nakakaranas ng issues with regards in teaching and learning. Nakakaranas din ang ibang mga bansa, gaya ng United States, particularly United States, and sa mga ibang bansa na kung saan may mga uniqueness din sila ng challenges in learning and teaching. So, next. So, ngayon, pag-aaralan natin ng isa sa pinaka-issues ng learning and teaching multicultural literacy. So, ang una natin dito is conflicting requirements for peace. So, sinong gusto magbasa?
When all is said and done, the heart of multicultural literacy is based among different cultures that is productive and nonviolent interaction. It is easy to assume that all cultures value peace to the same degree and are therefore willing to make the same compromises in order to sustain. But this is not necessarily true.
Okay, so thank you for that. So alam naman natin that ang pinaka-core ng multicultural literacy is a peaceful and respectful and connection sa bawat isa sa atin, different from our cultures. So, but here's the reality. So, not all cultures understand and values the word peace. The word peace. For example na lang dito, not all of the cultures understand or values the word peace. Ito lang. So, example na lang dito sa schools natin and sa other communities. Sige, dahil nandito tayo sa school, bilang isang estudyante, kapag narinig mo ang the word peace, ano ang unang maiisip mo?
No school works.
No school works, okay. And minsan, ang point of view natin sa peace is no conflict, walang away, ganun ang pinaka-mindset ng estudyante. with regards sa peace. Pero alam nyo that sa ibang mga communities, ang pinaka-perspective ng peace nila is to stand firm in their traditions, into their identities. So minsan, by that, nagkakaroon ng disagreement ng bawat isa. So hindi nasusunod ang multicultural literacy with regards of that. So ngayon, when it comes to teachers naman, kapag tayong mga future teachers, kapag i-promote natin yung multicultural literacy sa mga students natin, hindi lang basta-basta natin sinasabi na, sige, let's all compromise this and let's get along. Diba? Because some cultures, compromising might feel like losing their identity. For example na lang, yan, if a teacher truly believes that all of his or her students are equal or different, kahit different sila sa nakasanayan sa environment nila, it will naturally show yung pagka-multiliteracy ng isang teachers. Yeah. So if students will respect in return, pag-respect din sila or matututunan din nila i-respeto yung mga nakapaligid sa kanila. So in short, kung ano yung nasa puso ng teacher, kung ano yung mga actions, in terms of their actions, kung paano sila magsalita, even in small emotions sa kanila, nakikita yan ng mga students. And by that, in return, di ba, makukuha nila yan, maa-adapt nila sa kanilang daily lives. Okay, so next slide po. So proceed naman tayo sa pangalawang issues ng teaching and learning multicultural literacy. So pwedeng pakibasa, Ivan.
Nationalistic and regionalistic pushback. In 2018, KWF proposed a new Ilocano orthography, but Ilocano writers strongly opposed it, saying it was Tagalog-based and would destroy their language identity.
Okay. So, nationalistic and regionalistic pushbacks, it happens when a people resist into multicultural changes. Na kung saan, they feel like might yung mag-weaken or mawawala yung identity nila. For example na lang dito sa binasa natin. So, sabi dito, in 2018, ng KWF, or ang pinakakanyan is commission ng wika. Tandaan niyo yan, guys. KWF, Commission ng Wika Pilipino. So, ang KWF, nag-propose sila or intention nilang gumawa ng new system about Ilocano. But Ilocano rather strongly oppose it. Ibig sabihin, nag-disagree sila, nag-resist sila doon sa new system na gustong baguhin ng KWF. Kasi nga, sabi dito, it was Tagalog-based or it was Tagalog-centered. So, hindi ayaw ng mga Ilocano committees yung mga yun. So, sabi nila, and would destroy their language and identity. Baka masira yung uniqueness ng kanilang identity, ng kanilang community. So, yun ang tinatawag natin nationalistic and regionalistic pushback. Next slide po. Ayan, pwedeng pakibasa. Ayan.
Multicultural intentions often faces resistance because
Inclusion.
Cultural inclusion often faces resistance because of some groups losing their identity as seeming like a part of orthography inclusion is good, but it can cause a possible identity, making it for balance unity and cultural preservation.
Okay. So, if narinig nyo ang the word na inclusion, ano yung nasa isip nyo? Inclusion. I-search nyo pa rin.
And based on knowledge ko sa inclusion, ito yung parang galing sa isang society or culture.
Yes, very good. So, merong respect sa iba't ibang cultures or beliefs. That is inclusion. So, sabi ko nga kanina, it happens when people resist or disagree about the changes in a new strategies or system. Kasi nga, baka masira yung uniqueness ng kanilang identity or language or dialect sa Ilocano. So this shows us the struggle na yes, we want inclusion, we want unity, pero paano naman kung yung inclusion na yon is it feels like a threat sa ibang groups identity. So to continue further our issues in learning and teaching vertical leaders, we are going
Okay, as Ate Chat discussed, the multicultural literacy is very, binigay niya yung importance ng multicultural literacy. Now, ano ba kaya yung purpose ng multicultural literacy? What is the purpose? Let's
Para ma-resolve yung mga conflict.
okay, para ma-resolve yung mga conflicts. Another? What is the purpose? Of multicultural literacy? Ayun nga, according na kanina sa discussion that yung multicultural literacy is communication of respect, aware, peaceful, and understanding. So yung purpose naman is to have an inclusion din, and yung kung magsasama tayo, at least you know na hello, we cover dito, hello is very sensitive dito, at least we know how to handle the situation. Yes, correct. So, yung purpose ng multicultural literacy is to be respect, para maintindihan ang ating culture, but in the root of that, ang pinaka-purpose of multicultural literacy. But then I want to explain.
The persistence of the problem. Multicultural literacy seems like common sense, since no one could be discriminated against. However, discrimination continues to exist, even justified by people in subtle ways, especially online. This shows that the issue is deeper than just awareness. For educators, the challenge is understanding why discrimination persists despite progress in science, technology, and culture, and how to effectively address it in teaching.
Okay, it says here that multicultural literacy is still good common sense. Why? Because we all just wanted to have peace. Since no one wants to be discriminated against. However, discrimination continues to exist, even justified by people in such ways, especially online. So ano ba yung nakikita natin sa online? Like for example, we Filipino kumakain tayo sa kamay. Pero sa other culture or traditions, bawal. But, are we aware ba na sa atin, normal lang yung pagkain natin sa kamay? Aware ba sila? No? Yes? What do you think? Right? Do you think aware sila na pwede tayo kumain sa kamay? Yung ating culture, like for example, Japanese kanin. Yes? Kanin na kamay. Pero, nagiging ba tayo ng respect from them?
Hindi. Because,
Why?
yun nga, may sarili silang culture na parang pangit sa kanila yung kumain sa mga. Then tayo, okay lang.
Yes. So, nasan dun yung respect? Ano dun yung understanding? And first of all, ano dun yung peace? So, paano tayo magbibigay ng peace if hindi tayo nakakuha ng respect? And hindi man lang sila aware or hindi naman lang sila naiintindihan yung culture nila. This shows that the issue is deeper than just openness. For educators, the challenge is understanding why discrimination persists despite progress in science, technology, and culture, and how to effectively address it in teaching and practice. So why does this problem persist? Dahil, ang gusto lang naman natin is yung peace. If education is to blame, then education is what exactly? Ito ba yung aware sila na
The persistence of the problem. Ano yan? What? Next, 2008 explains that discrimination comes from hatred, defined as a lack of compassion and respect for others' rights. This hatred must be addressed at its roots, or peace will remain impossible. She adds that such hate often results from a lack of education, while people know other cultures exist. True multicultural literacy requires teaching that all individuals, regardless of background, are worthy of respect. The challenge lies in defining and teaching this universal value.
So it says here that for as long as being hatred within the humankind, real peace will be impossible. So ano nga ba yung root ng hatred na to? Ano yung root ng hatred? Do you think ano yung nagiging root ng hatred natin to other cultures?
Discrimination.
Dun yung
Yes,
kagagaling discrimination.
Yes, Dave.
Sige.
It's your own
History.
history. Yes. So yes, dahil meron tayong iba't ibang culture, meron tayong iba't ibang culture na ginagawa, mas paniniwalaan natin yung own natin, yung sa iba. At dahil nga paniniwala natin yung feeling natin, nalalabag yung sarili nating culture or traditions regarding sa tradition. Which is sa kanila, like for example, sa Italian na lang magmura. Pero sa atin, pero sa ibang culture, hindi naman normal magmura. So, dun siya, nagkakaroon ng conflict. He adds that such things often result from lack of education. When people know other cultures exist, therefore, multicultural literacy requires teaching that all individuals, regardless of background, are worthy of respect. Sa tingin niyo ba, sabi dito niyo ba, all individuals, regardless of background, are worthy of respect? Sa tingin niyo ba, everybody
Yes.
deserves to be respected?
Yes.
Not unless ginawa
Yes,
nila
Rob.
mali.
Yes, Rob.
Yeah.
Okay, I-justify my answer.
I mean, everyone deserves respect naman. Kaso, mawawala yun kapag may ginawa kang mali, di ba? Kasi meron tayong stigma, mga norms, saka mga batas. Tapos, if any of those is nalabag natin, syempre mawawala na tayo ng respeto sa taong naglabag sa bagay na yun, di ba? Naturally, ganun na din ngayon sa mundo natin ngayon kung saan super dami na ng influencers, di ba? Sa tingin natin na mga influencers is sobrang highly respected kasi madami silang ganyan-ganyan. Pero once na may nalabag sila sa mga norms, mga laws, tsaka mga stigmas natin, doon na tayo nawawalan ng respeto. Kaya doon na pumapasok din yung tinatawag natin bagong cancel culture. So parang gano'n.
Pero paano yan sabi dito regardless of background? Also,
Ayun nga, regardless of background, kasi yung tinutukoy ko lang kasi once they broke the rules, norms, ano lang. So syempre, regardless of their backgrounds nga, kailangan nila ng respeto. Pero pag nalabag nila yung mga normal sa atin, mga batas, gano'n, doon na nawawala ng respeto.
that's why nagkakaroon tayo ng conflict with other cultures. Kaya, nagmamahal kayo ng issues. So, I have this big question here. Why should I treat people from another culture with respect? Ivan.
Easy. Para sa peace.
Or respected to the other. Okay?
Because they deserve it.
Sabi niyo ba, everybody deserve it? Sabi ko. Ready?
Hindi lahat.
Hindi lahat tayo.
Para sa akin. Kasi may
Why?
times na sumusobra sila.
yung cannibalism, o kaya objectifying them. So, para sa hindi siya,
Okay. Number one is bias. Okay, valid naman lahat ng sinabi nyo. Yes or no? It's valid. Pero, di ba, dahil we have this different culture or tradition, yung level of respect or values natin sa pag-respect ng tao is naka-level sa percentage. Kung paano natin, hindi natin sinavalue yung respect at the same degree. Like, for example, sa other people, okay lang nga yun, pero sa atin, hindi. So, can anyone please read? Hanggang dito lang po. Viewers suggest people not very favor those genetically similar, leading to creation and survival happening. These life experts inject as self-interest. Yes, di ba sabi nga ni Kuya Damas kanina, sa ibang culture okay lang yung capitalism, sa other culture okay lang yung paggamit ng marijuana. So, everyone. So, sa iba, dahil genetically similar sila, okay lang for them. Pero for other people, hindi. Pero ang sinasabi dito nga, dahil yun yung culture mo, mas pinag-favor mo yung sarili ng culture. Kasi sa iba, kasi nga, magkakaiba tayo ng kanina. Yung next, kailangan is prayer in the south and the real posting. Calling it practical, but the media that the mentally friendly freedom, they often talk to their including highlight the psychology, data, and the difficulty of bringing safe from in culture and so sabi, nag-prepare daw, sa maniniwala dito, i-inspire naman din sa sarili na hindi natin maiiwasan yung mga issues na gano'n kahit sinabi niya it is harmful for us, pero he admitted na hindi pa rin natin maiiwasan yung mga issues na gano'n kasi nga we have different cultures. So let's proceed to the practical guidelines for teachers on how to develop and practice multicultural literacy. So sa atin na to, as teachers, like the ending time.
wala pa.
That the first thing that the teaching of the historians is knowing about cultures that are not your own. It follows that if you, the teacher, know only your own culture, then you will be able to teach your students to appreciate the culture that is different from yours. So sinasabi niya na as a teacher, you need to have knowledge about other cultures for you to be able to teach them to your students. Kasi hindi ka aware as a teacher, paano mo mai-impose yung knowledge sa students mo. If ikaw mismo, hindi ka maalam sa culture.
Exactly. Kaya as a teacher, kailangan aware tayo sa mga cultures ng iba. Like for example, nagkaroon tayo ng estudyante ng Muslim. Tapos, sa Muslim may particular events na bawal silang salihan or pasukan. Pero sinabi mo naman gano'n, kailangan nagpunta. Which nalalabag na yung respeto sa tradition ng ibang culture. Can anyone please read that inside? Yes, sir.
So here, in terms of communication, appearing here, always good as a class 1981. Because I was a teacher, my first recognize and responsibility to themselves before guiding for instance, when someone from a do your work to do acceptance for the day, expose stereotypes and prejudice, keep dialogue assumptions. So, dapat mga teacher, i-represent na yung mga discrimination sa surrounding nila, especially sa mga students, para din nga gaya ng mention na extra na kailangan i-improve yung, what I mean, ayun, basta kailangan i-confront ng mga teachers yung discrimination within themselves first para mag-guide niya yung mga students.
Exactly. So, kaya sa teacher, kailangan din aware tayo sa sarili natin. And what will happen. Like, for example, nagkaroon tayo ng estudyante naninira ng other students. Like, for example, ay,
Uy, sinabi niyo yun. Uy,
So, kaya sa teacher, paano natin i-handle yung ganong situation? Sasabihin na natin, oo nga na, ganun. Ganun ba natin siya i-handle? Makikisa pa tayo? So, of course, we should be aware sa mga ganun. But dapat, sabihan natin sila, we should respect everyone. Amen?
Okay, so continue ko lang. So next is as you are, so will you behave? Yeah. So can
Your multicultural literacy is rooted in core values. Teachers genuinely teach about others, whether equal or inferior, are revealed through words, expressions, and actions. Even when unnoticed, students detect these behaviors and teachers truly value diversity across background or race. It shows that students will naturally learn acceptance.
some insights sa nabasa mo?
Okay, so as I have read the sentences there flashed on the screen, I think it starts from the core values that we have. So it starts with us, it starts with our traits or personality, so that if you have that kind of behavior, you can actually contribute to your students, not only encouraging them to learn, but also to give emphasis on the basics of your sorry, baka kumulog. Basics. Ayun, para sa GFR. So it starts with us talaga. So whether we take our action to express our emotions, of course, dapat nakabase pa rin sa personality or
Yeah, so thank you for that wonderful insight. So thank you for that. So it simply means na ang multicultural literacy dapat is nag-i-start talaga sa mga teachers, di ba? The way we teach sa mga students natin, yung mga simple expressions nga lang natin, mga actions natin, is nagkakaroon yan ng big impact na na-adapt ng mga students natin. For example na lang kanina sabi ko, di ba? Kung talagang multicultural literacy ang isang teacher, kung nagpo-promote siya ng equal sa mga students niya, ibig sabihin dapat i-treat niya ng equal yung mga students. Kasi kapag yan, hindi ginawa ng isang teacher, of course, makikita yan ng mga students natin. At magkakaroon pa yan ng yung wrong perspective ng mga students. And of course, may possibility na magawa din nila yung ginagawa ng isang teachers. So, yeah. So next. Then someone read. Joy.
Young students may involve different means, exercising, empathy, working, or stability, fear, sexual intimacy, black practice, is therefore not taught when teachers tell them to be more compassionate the others, look like on the next.
Okay, so thank you. Alam naman natin na yung mga students is nahihirapan na magkaroon ng empathy, yeah, to those who are different from them. So, the ability is there, but they don't have much practice yet. So, hindi nila dinidevelop yung ganong empathy, yung attitude na empathy. That's why teachers should not just just teach respect. Hindi lang nila dapat sabihin na dapat irespeto mo siya, irespeto mo sila. So dapat, tayo mga teachers, sabi ko nga, nagiging good model tayo. Tayo dapat yung unang gumagawa sa kung ano yung ituturo natin. We cannot give what we don't have, sabi nila. So, for example lang dito, yan, nag-speak yung teacher na we need to respect other cultures, shows fairness to every students, and avoid stereotypes. And by that, the students will copy that kind of attitudes. So sa tandaan natin na ang mga bata is more likely natututo sa kung ano yung mga nakikita nila. Di ba may mga visual learner na tayo dito? Sa kung ano yung narinig nila. So mas natututo ang bata sa mga nakikita nila. So yun lang ang aming discussion. So by doing so, we don't just teach multicultural literacy, we live it and we pass it on to the next generation. So that's our report. So ang conclusion natin, basahin natin lahat. 1, 2, 3, go!
True multicultural literacy begins with nature's core values. What we truly believe about people who are different will naturally show in our actions, words, and behaviors, even when we think no one is watching. Students learn not only from what we teach, but from what we hold. Therefore, teachers must embody respect, equality, and compassion daily, showing students how to live out multicultural values in real life.
So that's our
So, yun yung